Hello everybody, my name is Calgon3639. Welcome back to another duel on my channel. Today in this duel will be Dinosaurs versus Infernoble Knights. I'm the person who's controlling Infernoble Knights, just like the last one, and then my opponent will be controlling the Dinosaurs. You know, two meta decks in there. The Dinosaurs game played more than the Infernoble Knights right now, but yeah, so let's just get straight into this. For the Inferno, my hand, of course, I kind of drew a bad hand, Ash Blossom and Triple Tactics, and then two Ogiers kind of screwed me out of this, but I still can do something here. Um, so here I go discard Gearfield, of course, and then I equipped Trundle to get, my bad, I equipped it to Ogier, and then I activate its effect to get an Infernoble Knight monster, which ends up being a Renard in this case, so I can try to get Gearfield back onto the field. So, yeah. So, do it, and then I get Gearfield back to the hand. Now, he does have something in his hand. I don't know what it, or, well, I do know what it is, but, because I play this battle, of course. But he's just saying it, so here I'm just like, okay, he has something. I'm thinking Nibiru, and the thing with Nibiru, with Gearfield is I can negate Nibiru with Gearfield, because it's technically a monster effect. So I can equip something to it and then prevent Nibiru from happening. So that's what I go for here. I go to the Two Tails of a Noble Knight, try to activate that effect so I can go into my combo plays. But then here he ends up infinite imperiencing it. So its effects get negated, but I decided just to equip Ogier to Gearfield so I can just, why not, to get that, make sure it doesn't get destroyed by a card effect kind of thing. And then I can't even activate Triple Tactics at this point because Infinite Appearance is not a monster effect. So I'm like, well, this is kind of, I'm just kind of trying to think. I'm like, well, can't really do anything here. And then I started thinking maybe I can go into another Two Tails of a Noble Knight. Then I was thinking, I don't want to lose Gearfield, though, is the problem. And if he ends up having another negation, I don't want to, just end up getting it negated anyways, and then I don't have Gearfield on the field, so I end up passing turn. Now here he activates the pot of extravagance, my bad. And then I was thinking maybe Ash Blossom, but I was like, no, there's probably some more shit to negate, which in hindsight probably should have negated, but oh great. Okay, it stopped. If you guys just heard that, there's a fire truck going across my apartment. But who cares? So he activates Lost World, and then, of course, that's the stable card to the dinosaurs. Make sure they can't get targeted from that one field spell when they normal summon a dinosaur. Of course, get that token from Lost World, and then I can't target dinosaurs monsters except for that one token. And then he goes into the battle phase to try to destroy it, and then use Lost World effect to destroy Baby Sarasaurus instead from the deck, and then and then activates Baby Sarasaurus. Now here I'm just reading through the cards, making sure Lost World just says I can't target. That's the thing with Lost World. You doesn't if a card targets, then you have to target the token. But if it's non-target effect, then you can do it against anyone. So that's one of the weaknesses that has to be a target monster, which Gearfield isn't. So I can try to negate Baby Sarasaurus here with Gearfield. I'm thinking about it. I'm like, do I waste my protection for this card, or do I just wait and see what he summons first? And then so I do just let him. We'll see what happens, kind of thing. And then he ends up summoning that the soul eating raptor. And then, but he doesn't partake in his effect to take one dinosaur monster from your deck and either add it to the hand or send it to the graveyard, which was surprising to me. He just, well, it's a battle phase as well. Well, even I think you can activate its effect during the battle phase as long as it's normal or special summon. Then he gets rid of Two Tails of the Noble Knight. And then here he set, of course, now it's obvious it's infinite imperance because he set it with Gearfield. So I'm like, oh, but during the time of the duel, I wasn't really thinking. I was just, okay, we'll worry about that later kind of thing. And then he waits a while. I think he just ends up passing turn though. I don't think, yeah, he just ends up passing turn. And then here I end up drawing another triple tactics, which did not help me whatsoever. Which ends up screwing me because two triple tactics are fucking. It's just not a good hand. So I just end up normal summoning Ogier again, and then activating effect to send Oliver, but he's he has a negation. So I end up sending Oliver. If it, yeah, there we go. Yeah, so I end up sending Oliver to try to equip to Gearfield, but then again, I wasn't thinking either. I was thinking, why can't I activate Oliver from the graveyard? That's because Oliver targets a monster, then equips. And considering Lost World on the field, I can only target that token, and that token is not a warrior, so I can't activate Oliver's effect. So I just decided to go into the battle phase after this, but I'm still trying to think just what the hell, what card's doing this? It's the token. I don't know why it took me so long. Now, but then again, hindsight's always a bitch kind of thing. So, yeah, so here I'm just thinking and end up thinking about going Two Tails of the Noble Knight once again, which I do not. It's just a lot of thinking from my part in this one thing, and even my opponent in this one, when I enter the battle phase, gets a little pissed because I think a little too much, but then again, there's a timer for a reason. It's a 3-minute timer per turn kind of thing for at least doing Nexus. So I do attack with Gearfield against. It doesn't really matter whatever monster. I think I end up attacking Soul Eater Raptor just to make sure that one dinosaur, the fuck, what's that card's name? The Miscellaneous, make sure it doesn't go to the graveyard to activate its effect. But then here, so I'm of course thinking, and then this is when my opponent starts typing in chat to just kind of hurry me up, a kind of thing. So here I'm just thinking, and then I decide just to attack Soul Eating Raptor. And then here is where I screw myself. So I can activate Gearfield's effect, which I end up doing. But instead of activating to equip the token to Gearfield, I end up equipping Miscellaneousaurus, which screwed me over in the long run. I should have done the token first so I can equip Oliver to make sure Oliver, they can't target with Gearfield. And you'll see why. It's because that backfield ends up being Infinite Appearance, which actually has to target the monster. So if I end up equipping the token to my field, I can get Oliver, but of course I wasn't thinking, and I kind of forgot Infinite Appearance targets. So that kind of screws me, and then he banishes 2 dinosaur monsters to special summon Ultimate Conductor Tyranno, and then of course Lost World again to get that token back onto the field. And then here he activates Ultimate Conductor's Tyranno's effect. Or no, he doesn't, my bad. He just ends up attacking each monster for battle damage, and then attacks one of the tokens for 1,000 damage, and then leaves the other token out onto the field. And then, as you can see in my hand, and then he ends up doing the other token so he can destroy Baby Ceratosaurus again, and then using Baby Ceratosaurus effect to special summon Soul Eating Raptor, and then activate Soul Eating Raptor to special summon, I think, or no, he sends the grave. So he's ended up sending Giant Rex, but it didn't matter. I surrendered because I knew I had a really bad hand anyways. So here, I was thinking of side decking, getting rid of triple tactics for Infinite Appearance, which I end up doing. I think I get rid of just 2 and keeping 1 triple tactics in there. Which, for going first kind of thing, that's what side decking is. But here I go first again and actually end up drawing a way better hand than I did my first duel. So I activate Rhoda here to add, who do I think I add Astful or Oliver. So it's Oliver I add. And then I'm going to do this chain again, activate Ogier, which I think he's going to end up negating. Yeah, he's going to activate Psych Frame Gear, which doesn't really matter to me because I have Oliver in my hand. So I end up setting a Fire Flint Lady to special summon Oliver. It becomes a level 1 tuner, but who cares? That's not what I'm using it for. Then special summon we're not. I don't think I activate the effect. Yeah, I think I say no to it because I'm like, the only person I can add is Ogier, and I kind of want her in the grave anyways. So, and then I go to two Tales of a Noble Knight, and this ends up being his only negation he drew in his hand. So I'm able to just do all my combos. So I had Spell Striker. If you've seen my Infernoble Knight video, I'll link it in the description below. You know what the combo is, but I'll kind of explain it for new people who's in here. So I activate two Tales of Noble Knight, send a Smoke Grenade and a Divine Sword to special summon either Gimp or TD Striker, that's up to you. And then I link from two Tales to Link Ross and activate its effect to do 2 tokens. And then I go into the Martial Metal Marcher to for a level 3 tuner. Then I activate its effect to get Ginba back out into the field, which I actually misclicked. I accidentally misclicked into Oliver, which I was thinking I screwed myself. And Dueling Nexus can't reverse. But I was going into Kriston Halifax anyway, so it doesn't really matter. As long as it was a tuner. And then I get Plague onto the field. And then go into Tatsunaku. And then from Tatsunaku, I go to Mechanic Phantom Beast of Doradon to get 3 tokens out onto the field. And then from here, I use... I'm getting a little ahead of myself. Let me get them tokens out into the field. Then from here, I'm going to special summon Coral Dragon using Tatsunaku and Spell Striker from the hand. Because of Tatsunaku's effect. Get Coral Dragon. And then I was thinking of activating Coral Dragon, but I'm like, they're going to be gone next turn anyways. Let's just go into Charles. And then get the effect from Coral Dragon from the grave. So I'm just setting up my board right now. And then end up drawing a Heritage of the Chalice. Then I activate Plague's effect just to top deck Fire Flint, and then special summon Plague Spreader. And then I go from Plague Spreader and one of the tokens to Roy Lands. I get its effect during the main phase, so I can get its effect during the end phase. And then go into Boarload Savage Dragon, and then go from equipping 2 Tales of a Noble Knight to it, and then getting the 2 counters on it so it can negate. And then here I just equipped Ogier. Well, before that, I actually activate Heritage of the Chalice, I think. I think I'm just going through and seeing on what I have. So I do activate Heritage of the Chalice, and then add, I don't even know what, I think I might have added Infernoble Arms, Trundle, here. Yeah, I think I do. Because that's the only one that makes sense. I didn't really need to activate Heritage of the Chalice. I was like, screw it. Might as well just do it. And then I go into equipping Ogier to Charles. And then equipping Oliver to Charles as well. And then I actually don't equip Royland because it's a quick effect, so I can just end up equipping it in my opponent's turn. So, yeah. And then from here, I'm just waiting, just seeing what I have. And I'm just like, okay, let's just go into the end phase to get Charles and Royland's effect. And that's a good thing about Royland. As long as you activate during the main phase, you still get the effect of it, even if it's in the grave. So I go Charles first, of course, equipped Smoke Grenade, and then I just end up equipping another Ogier to him just to gain 500 more attack. And then activate Charles effect to destroy a card, which ends up being Smoke Grenade, so I can discard from hand. And now I'm like, okay, he has 2 pots of Extravagance, and then a Soul Eating Raptor and a Foolish Barrel. So I'm like, I can negate the pot of Extravagance. I think Soul Eater I can negate as I was like, okay, let's see what I can do here. I was thinking the Soul Eating, but I was like, I don't want him to have a dinosaur in the hand, because the pots really don't matter to me. It's like I don't want to have him a dinosaur in the grave. So I end up just fucking sending Foolish Burial instead. And then send Drundle. This is Royland's effect now. I send a Equip Spell, which ends up being Drundle, to add Gearfield. Now I was just hoping that his one card he drew just was nothing. He activates Pot. I think I end up negating, or he banishes a 6. I think I end up negating with Boarload. But I was just thinking, okay, do I negate this, or do I go for something else? So I was like, oh wait, okay, I'll negate with Boarload's effect, because I actually figured out something. If you do Orland's effect during your opponent's turn, you can actually just get rid of one monster using Charles' effect during the opponent's turn. So he activates Soul Eating Raptor. I think he ends up getting the effect anyways. I activate Royland from the grave, quick effect equip to Charles, and then use Charles' effect to destroy, I think. But then here, I don't even think I got the effect off, to be honest. But and then he just surrenders because I think he just knew he was screwed from there. So here I was in my side deck and he's like, I gotta just bank on infinite appearance, which in hindsight again should have just gone triple tactics, because if he ends up getting the token onto the field, I can't even target anyways. But I ended up banking on trying to get my negates, Ash Blossom, and infinite appearance. And then I end up actually not drawing anything, in spoiler alert, in the third turn. I didn't end up drawing Ash or Infinite. So, of course, he's going to go first because, well, that's the meta these days. And then here, I was like, I have no negations. Let's just see what he gets onto the field. And then he just does his whole combo. And that's the thing with this, well, my version of the Infernoble Knights. It takes 2 cards to get into everything you need. But then again, when you try to throw negations in there, it kind of seems to throw off the deck. Either you don't draw it, or you draw too much of it, where it ends up being like a Garnet in hand, even though it can do something. But yeah, that's just one problem with the Infernoble Knights. And then here he goes from Link Karibo to get rid of that level 1. And then use Miscellaneous effect just to get Dinosaurs, so he can activate his effect from the graveyard to special summon Baby Sarasaurus. And then uses the Soul Eating Raptor to destroy Baby Sarasaurus. And then he uses Baby Sarasaurus' effect to summon the Pteranodon bitch. And then he goes into a Giant Rex, which he ends up going 2 level 4s to get into that level. I forgot his name. He's going to come out anyways, so. Then he uses I think he gets rid of Link Karibo using something. Okay, so he ends up, okay, I'm just getting too far ahead. I'm just going to let him play it out how it does. Okay, I'm just looking through my extra deck, though. Here, he's just thinking a lot. See what his next play is. And then what I was thinking was like, you're not going to go from Link Karibo to Security Guard now, or Secure Guard now, which he ends up doing anyways. I thought he was going to immediately do that after he gone from Link Karibo to that. And then now, since he did that, and then he activate double Evolvation Pill. Mispronounced that, but then he banishes, of course, the Link Karibo and the Baby Sarasaurus to summon Ultimate Conductor Tyranno. And then he goes into the Evolvasaur Dolka to get the negation in there as well. So here I draw Plague Spreader and Ginba in the same hand. I'm like, boy howdy, this is not a good hand kind of thing. So I was like, as long as I don't waste my normal summon, I think I can get through this. Which, at the end of it, you'll see what happens. So here I'm just like, okay, I need to get cards that don't waste my normal summon. So Heritage of the Chalice, I was thinking at ending or getting Ogier, but I was like, no, let's not waste my normal summon. Let's go to Drundle and then equip to secure to whatever. And that's a good thing about Security Guard, or not Security Guard. Drundle is you can equip to any monster. It doesn't need to be a warrior. So if you go second, that's especially good because you can just go into Super Quantum Layer because you can special summon that. And then here, he does have something. I'm like, okay. But then again, I kind of know what it is. It's Ultimate Conductor and Evolvasaur. Or the Dolka. I was like, okay, cannot waste my normal summon. So I go into Fire Flint. And then, of course, he's just thinking, should I get it? Which he does not. Okay, I was like, okay. I was like, okay, just don't waste your normal summon and you'll be perfectly fine. So here I'm just thinking, I don't know why I was thinking of maybe trying to activate Fire Flint's effect, which I don't think. I don't think. I go into 2 Tails of the Noble Knight here. Just take me a while, I don't know why. I don't know why I'm trying to think this through, just go into the 2 Tails, because using Fire Flint's effect probably get negated anyways. It's good to just negate Noble Knight instead. So that's what I do. I'm going to get him to waste that card, which he ends up doing. He does detach to negate. Oh, okay. And then here I'm just like, okay. So he does negate, and then now I'm going into a joy or a joust. My bad. I'm just here just thinking I'm gonna go from a joust equipped to again whatever monster because that's the good thing about that equip spell, and then end up going into a super quantum relayer. I just equipped it to him, and then equipped or add super quantum back, and then special summon super quantum. And now what I was just thinking here is Dolka's effect is actually not once per turn. It just says during either player turn you can detach and negate. So I was kind of screwed anyways. But then again, I'm the kind of guy I'm like I'm not gonna give up until I know it's over, kind of thing. I'm gonna always try to do something. So of course I go to super quantum red layer. I'm like, okay, cannot waste my normal summon. I don't know why I didn't waste my normal summon. I do end up wasting my normal summon with Plague. I don't know why. I had a spell in my fucking grave. I could have just activated Spell Striker. But here it didn't matter anyways. Of course, he's going to send 2. And I wasted my normal summon. And then, of course, the Soul Eating Raptor. Blah, 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 we all know what's going on. That doesn't really affect the game that much. But he does add that Dinosaur to make sure Ultimate Conductor can't be targeted or just unaffected by card effects. But here I'm just like, okay, I'm screwed. I just wasted my normal summon. I can't get Gimba onto the field. If this was like Asphalt instead, probably would have been fine. But then again, now I'm thinking about it. Dolka's effect is not once returned, so I was screwed anyways. So here I'm gonna have to respectfully surrender. So I hope you guys did enjoy it. If you did, leave a like and subscribe. I am going to do more content like this. I know it's been a while since I uploaded. That's just because I had no idea what I was going to do. So yeah, I hope you guys did enjoy it, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Goodbye.